Day 20, and this place isn't all that bad. I mean, sure, everything's covered in a green fog. Looks like it's been attacked by Slimer or something, but it's not too bad. You got these big men with men on their backs that are all a bit Lord of the Rings / Gears of Warsy. It's alright. I had a bit of fun in this area, actually, in the fact that some guy called Kirk17 or something kept summoning him. I kept summoning him in to fight him as an evil spirit. I don't know what's going on with that. That started happening lately. Only very recently, where I've seen red summon signs, and I can summon in dark phantoms into my game. So that's kind of fun. I've enjoyed doing that, especially because this guy was bloody rubbish. He backstabbed me twice and did basically nothing. Don't know what he was thinking. But yeah, I don't understand. I still haven't really been invaded many times in this game. That's a big disappointment for me. I mean, obviously I don't like being invaded, but most of my invasions I've had have been me choosing to summon in a bad guy, which kind of isn't the same by a massive margin. Mind you, Kirk did turn up again for round 2. Again, lost in quite a saddening way, actually. I'd forced him to fall back into the poison jugs that we were fighting nearby, and he could have so easily killed me, but just by roll dodging out of the way of his final swipe meant that he didn't have time to not die, which was class. Also, I've decided to give up on the Brotherhood of Blood. I mean, I don't know, it just feels wrong. I've done so much Rat King stuff, and also I don't really understand how it works. I mean, I can do the dueling stuff, like with the Knights of the Blue, but I'm not really interested in that. Again, I think there's something about the straight up dueling that isn't the same. I don't know. I like the fact that the PvP in Dark Souls has always felt like, you know, you don't necessarily want to do it, but it's something that you either inflict upon people or people inflict upon you, and you just have to deal with that. I like that. It's different. And the focus on kind of straight up PvP dueling in this feels just a bit like a multiplayer mode from a normal game, which is kind of weak, I feel. But I mean, yeah, whatever. Maybe a lot of people like it. Anyway, I found, effectively, Praise the Sun. Yeah, I mean, just found this old statue down here. Brilliant. And now I can be a golden man. If only I could be so fucking incandescent. Well, actually, I can be, and I am going to be. So I thought I'd start doing that. And I thought I'd start helping people. Yeah, helping people. I'm a big golden knight, and I'm gonna help people and fight for what is right. That is, of course, Knights of Leia's theme tune. Although I think they had to take it off the DVD for the game, in the original game. Please ignore me. I don't know what's going on anymore. But I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. I also potted about a bit into the Potter Zone, and I went through. I got the final branch of Yore. Used that on Blokey who's blocking the way. I still like the fact that one of the lions down in this area is golden. He's a golden lion. I assume because he's been protected from the curse pots. It's a bit of a shame that he's still an arsehole who attacks you. Never mind. You can't win them all, I suppose. And I found the lady. I found the witchy lady. She's a witchy lady. The one who's like a kind of crow. Because it was really bothering me. She was like down the way. And I thought, well, I was trying to think, where could she be? And I remembered that weird, creepy room full of the weird kid things and the candle. And I thought, yeah, you know what? Creepy crow lady, creepy kids. It kind of makes sense. And sure enough, she's there. But she does bloody, yeah, she does. She's going to do me a freebie on a soul weapon. But I don't really fancy the look of them at the moment, so I thought I'd come back later. I'm really getting annoyed, though, because I've realised I've collected loads of upgrade items which allow me to transcend weapons. To make them like, you know, fiery or lightning-y, or not fiery, I haven't got that one yet. But, you know, I've got all these magic things I can use, but I can't find out how to use them or where to use them. Presumably there's a blacksmith I haven't found yet. But, yeah, I really want to start doing that, because I've got my old knight sword plus 10. I want to beef it up a bit, yeah? Anyway, I've already killed the slug thing once as a kind of glowy bastard man, and I'm gonna try and do it myself, I think. But I think I'll wait till tomorrow. I'm gonna get that bloody slug. Roar. I'm gonna get you. Day 21, and boy, am I sleepy. Yeah, I've been doing this for a while. It's kind of cool, this area. I like it a lot. I mean, I'm tired and I've died a lot, but despite the fact that it's all a big poison windmill of death, yeah, it's all right. I kind of like the way that this area and the area before it are kind of a bit more open, a bit more networking, and give you more of a chance to explore an area and work out how it all links together, rather than just sort of having you go through more linear corridor-based stuff. But it's all right. It's all right. It's not too bad. I had a bit of fun with the windmill, because there was a sign saying that somebody left a sign saying, "Use fire, burn the windmill." I'm thinking, that sounds like a good idea. I could burn a windmill. And that didn't work. I wasted all my fire bombs. So, damn you. And I paid a man who gave me a ladder. That's a nice time. And yeah, I kind of enjoy this. It reminds me of, it's kind of like a lighter version of Senza Fortress. Not as many traps, not as many evil bad guys. Not too tough, but interesting. Although I did end today with a bit of a cock up in the form of me, for the first time, not checking a chest properly. And sure enough, yes, it was a mimic, and it ate me. This room is a horrible room, actually. It's just full of... everything in it is poisonous or deadly. Nothing worth having in there, really. Poor gits. And I thought I'd cap the day off by attempting a boss, which is bullshit. It's a kind of snaky lady with her head cut off. And yeah, you can sort of... yeah, it's in a room of poison. It's a room full of poison. Poison. Just, I mean, what? Well, it wants me to fight a boss in an area where you're literally submerged in poison. I don't know. I have no idea how to deal with this, other than to go and find the merchant that sold all of the green things and just buy all of the green things. Unless there's something I'm missing. I've been thinking there might be something I'm missing, right? Because I'm thinking, right, hear me out, right? This is a windmill. I am in a windmill, yeah? What do windmills do? Well, the kind of rivers power them or something. There must be some water nearby. I need to wash out this room somehow. I need for a fair fight, I need to get rid of all of this poison. But I don't know how to do that. I need to kind of like pull a lever and splishy splashy, etc. I don't know, it's just a hunch. I kind of feel like maybe I just have to fight a boss in a room full of poison. Really? Really, guys? Well, yeah. I'll see how I get on with that. One thing I'm not keen on in this area, though, actually, I've got to say, what the fuck is going on with these little titty sorceress ladies? What's that about? Just like, it just feels a bit weird. Like, everybody else is headless zombie things, and these guys are beautiful young ladies with tits. It kind of ties into the lore about the whole fact that this lady turned herself into a monster because using poison to make herself beautiful. Oh, it's like the real world with collagen, etc. But it doesn't really make any sense, because it's like, well, if these are her servants, her lady servants, right, and she's been turned into an ugly monster through repeated use of this, if they've been using it as well, and that's why they're all so beautiful, then how come they haven't turned into monsters? I mean, it says it's been ages since she turned into a monster, so you would have thought they'd turn into monsters now by now as well. And also, like, yeah, just doesn't really make any sense. And also, if they were her servants, surely if you were obsessed with being beautiful and then you turn into a snake lady, the last thing you'd want would be loads of pretty ladies around all the time, showing off them jugs. I don't know, it just feels a bit shit. But, yeah, I'm going to come back at it tomorrow after I've thought about it. Having said that, I do like the fact there is lore in this area. There is some lore, you know? It's not just complete bollocks, or just completely kind of... I still can't get over the Duke's bloody Freya. Who's the fucking Duke? The Duke's dear Freya. It just doesn't make any sense. It feels like there's stuff missing. But anyway, I'm going to come back tomorrow, and I'm going to kill this lady, hopefully after dousing her with water, so I'm not covered in poison. We'll see. We'll see. Today's been a struggle because I'm suffering quite a lot of back pain on my upper back. Don't feel sorry for me though. It's either that I went too far doing push-ups, which is just stupid, or that I tried to pick up another adult man, forgetting that you can't do that sometimes when you're an adult in the same way you can when you're kids, without causing yourself physical harm. Hooray for the realization that I'm effectively an old and dying man. Anyway, I realised though something very, 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 very annoying in the fact that when I tried to set fire to the windmill yesterday, I was doing it wrong apparently, because throwing explosive firebombs that this area of the game gave me firebombs. Throwing them at the wood, no, it's not going to do anything. What I needed to do was light a torch and set fire to the bit that looks like it's made out of metal at the base of the wheel. And kind of annoyed about that, because I did spend quite a bit of time wandering around and dying before I worked out that was because I kept seeing messages and I was like, well, there must be something I have to do with this thing. Anyway, that's what it was. Very annoying, especially because I was actually stood by the bonfire and I watched as all of the cogs stopped turning. And I kind of realised, like, I like the idea of what they were trying to do here, but it's bollocks, right? Because it's like, if they'd showed you buckets of this green goop being carried up to the top of the building, in the same way that with Sen's Fortress in the first Dark Souls, you see the balls falling down. It wasn't any of that. Just this vague insinuation. These cogs keep the poison everywhere. Now all the poison's just gone. And it just doesn't make any sense, because there was never really any implication that this poison was being pumped in. I don't know. It's very poor. I'm not impressed by that at all. Anyway, after I got rid of all the poison, the boss was quite easy, to be honest. And I've progressed on to the Iron Keep. I'd heard people talking about the Iron Keep. So far, not finding it too difficult. I like these guys. I like the Iron Keep so far, in fact. It's done a much better job of having kind of a bit of level design where it feels like things make sense, you know? I like the fact that you've got this giant furnace room in the centre of this open area full of lava below. I like the fact that there are clues that's going to cause you trouble. You can see the door kind of steaming, and you can tell that there's like heat coming off of the door. And you kind of think, nah, if I open that, it's probably going to be really bad. I like that it kind of does that stuff, because that's a lot of what they talked about, you know, when they originally were making this game. They talked about how they wanted the ways you could die in it to be a bit more easily understandable from the perspective of a player using kind of logic. And I think, as we've seen with the bloody poison windmill, that was bollocks, but this is quite good. Also, it's nice to fight some proper humanoids because I can stab them in the back. However, my breezy nature came to a horrible halt when I thought to myself, well, I went up this ladder through the furnace and I fought some guys, and I kind of thought, well, I don't want to keep going on, and there might be another bonfire nearby. And I thought to myself, well, when I was in the last place, the poisony windmill land, I put off going through a grey smoke door for a long time, because I was convinced there'd probably be a boss on the other side of it. And it turned out that actually there wasn't a boss, it was a bonfire, and I felt like an idiot. So I kind of thought there'd be a bonfire through this one, maybe. I thought a nice little room with a bonfire in it. No. Turns out what's behind this one is something called a Smelter demon. And Smelter demon didn't seem to be a problem, to be honest. I started having a fight with him. I did the classic thing of, maybe not being very aggressive, just hanging back, watching how he moved, learning his moveset, and then I thought, once I've got his moveset down, I'll then start wailing on him. And I was pretty confident. I was thinking, I can kill this guy first time. I can do this. I really thought that this was going to be one of those sweet boss fights where I just nailed it first time. As it turns out, no. Because this guy's MO seems to be, he gets increasingly fiery and increasingly bastardy as time goes on. So I think that I need to kind of come back to him and wail on him with a variety of things. I'm going to look through my inventory and see what I've got with fire resistance. Because, to be honest, I should have really guessed there'd be a fire boss, but I hoped that this would be a bonfire. Anyway, yeah. Oh, for piss flaps, Pete's sake, I'm angry now. So, while I was tabbed out of the game, so to speak, to go and record the last bit of my entry, I just at the end, at the point, it trailed off. It was me going, And I was going, because I realised that my controller was vibrating on my lap. So I thought, what's that? And then I immediately went, oh God, oh God, oh God. And so I've just tabbed back into the game, luckily in time to stop myself from just being murdered by an invader, but unfortunately it wasn't enough for me to beat him fair and square. So I actually just lost about 20,000 souls because I didn't, just because of that. So, yeah, I feel like a bit of an idiot, really, all things considered. But, god damn it, invaders, not a lot of fun. However, I am determined, I'm going to get through this. I'm going to try and beat the Smelter Demon on my own. On my own again. I'm going to see how I get on with that mission. En route back to the Smelty Demon Gate, I discovered what's his chops, sells lots of spells. He had an option in his dialogue. The top option was incense. I thought it was going to be like you could maybe just press that and you start, I don't know, kicking him in the shins or something, just get him really riled up. But no, it's apparently just magic or something. Anyway, I've also discovered some secret passages now. I didn't know there were any secret passages. Throughout the whole of this game, I've had people saying, oh, there's a secret passage here. I see messages saying that, and I've been like, there isn't. There is not any secret passages. Turns out that, yeah, there are new types of secret passages, but you have to press, I'm playing on the PlayStation, so you have to press the X button to open them. But that doesn't work, because people leave messages directly in front of them, which means you can't press X on the door, because you get the message instead. That's bonkers. I don't know why they didn't think that would happen. Anyway, here I am back at Smelty Demon Face. Turns out the chaps around here in their cool armour, very high fire resistance. Makes sense. They effectively live in a giant toaster. You probably want to have some sort of fire resistance. This guy's not even that hard though. Honestly, it's easy peasy. Killed him on my second try. Just a bit of fire resistance. Bish bash bosh. That's the Smelty Demon. Done. And now I'm gonna homeward bone the piss out of this place before someone invades me again. And I think I'm gonna call it a day.